everyone at MarketChameleon.com. I'm Adam. I'm Will. I'm Adam and Will. What's up, Will? I'm Adam.
There was a young child in the background, and there's some fluffy thing up and down in the air, up and down. What is that in the background?
The dogs they're all. Have you ever had this, man? Just for like 3 hours last night, man.
Is that a cat outside?
I don't know what it was. Some sort of rodent animal, I believe. Oh, anyway.
I don't appreciate the pollution coming out of Costa Rica with the burning of beautiful.
Anybody, Will's referring
Central
to my
American
Twitter
trees.
feed this weekend. But anyway, let's get into the meat of this stuff. Everybody remember, all trading is risky. Option trading is risky. Why don't you bring your screen up there, bro? We are going to get into this, teach you guys a little bit about how to use the Chameleon. You sharing your screen there, Brozilla? Yeah, man. Remember, if you're on YouTube, click that subscribe button, tick that bell. If you're joining us on the other platforms like my sweet, sweet Twitter, remember to follow us. And you catch stuff from us all day long, including the fires here in Costa Rica. Check out my Twitter for that one.
The real fires on the earnings page.
Ooh,
has everyone seen that? We haven't looked at that in a while. I'll click to it. Today's opportunities. We're light in the earnings season. Look at that. Even in light earnings season, it's really the end. A couple Lululemon, TLRY.
Yep.
HRB. What is HRB? H&R Block.
H&R Block. Oh, it's out of tax season.
Love that. So UTX and Raytheon announced a merger this morning of equals. Raytheon shareholders are going to get 1.103 shares, I think it is, of UTX. Or is it? No, that's sales. Sorry, that's not what UTX and Raytheon. That's Salesforce. That was another.
Wait. Who's merging, dude?
UTX and Raytheon are merging.
Wow.
So that's going to create a huge behemoth in the military electronics industry.
Wow.
A behemoth. And the aerospace industry, I guess.
Well, they make pretty much, they do everything, right? Big government contractor.
Yeah. I looked at, they make spacesuits. That's a big play. But if you think this is going to have any follow through, you can play some spreads today. I looked at UTX RTN, and there were opportunities in both. If you think there's going to be some follow through in these stocks until the merger is complete. But this is going to be a behemoth.
Wow.
I mean, the amount of new companies going public relative to these, is an ever shrinking number of companies to actually trade in this marketplace. It's incredible.
And you believe that's just because of the regulations that may have made it so difficult to go public?
Yeah, bring companies public. I mean, there's almost.
Would you walk away from the? What are you doing, dude?
No, the little window to the side was open. I was blowing air into parts unknown.
You're catching your death there? What are you doing?
It was cold. It's a little chilly. I don't know if anyone.
I thought it's summertime up there. Isn't it summertime?
It's like 60 degrees.
Ooh.
60 degrees. It's a little chilly. And it's cloudy and rainy out right now. Though it was a nice weekend. We had a really nice weekend in Pennsylvania.
Did you guys hit the pool this weekend?
We got out the floaties and floated down the Delaware.
Really?
Yes.
No way did you do that. Did you really? Oh, my God.
Yep,
That's got to be freezing, dude.
It's a chilly 62 degrees in the mighty Delaware.
Ooh. I mean, we've done that before. Midsummer's freezing.
Yeah, there were a lot of tears that float. Kids don't like floating when thunderstorms start approaching.
Well, what happens when you do what you think is going to be a 2-hour float turns into a 6-hour float? Because you've miscalculated the river speed.
Got to do a better job of judging flow of river, weather patterns, and so it's like the chameleon.
And your 6-year-old says, "Daddy, please make it stop."
That was
good times, bro. Good times.
That was poor parental planning. Poor parental planning. Not only that, well, whatever. Anyways, keep an eye on UTX and Raytheon. There may be some play in the options if you think there's further upside in this thing. The other merger announced today, and again, fewer and fewer companies being able to be traded. Salesforce is going to acquire this data systems. Tableau software. It was interesting because there was some high call activity. Surprise, surprise.
Hmm.
Remember, you can always check that in the posts every day on the stocks that you're watching. But so there was some play in the options in data. They're going to get actually. This is the one they're going to get. Every holder of DATA is going to get 1.103 shares of CRM, and it when I looked at it, it put it at $177 a share. The stock had closed at 125, so that's a nice little win. Nice little win. I don't know if you read, and I did look at CRM's down this morning. Obviously, it's until the merger's done. It usually puts pressure on the acquiring stock. But I did at some point there could be some bullish play in there. But there's CRM and there's data if you want to play the options for. I mean,
Data.
you could play CRM on the bear side right here. Let's see if there's anything available.
Well, you gotta like CRM going forward long term, don't you?
Software as a service is a pretty good thing, don't you think?
Pretty good thing. A lot of companies using it. Do you see companies going away from this anytime soon? I don't.
Probably not.
No.
I mean, they're the front end to the access to customers, social media. I mean, they do everything. I mean, their software is pretty incredible.
Is it? Have you ever used it before?
I've only read about it. We don't have enough of a position in the space to actually have CRM as a software provider. You have to be, a large entity to afford the software.
What else you got? Once?
Yeah, Spark Therapeutics down big in the pre-market. They had a date, which was interesting. Where was it? Oh, they withdraw this pre-merger notification agreement, but it was also interesting here that there was some high put activity in Spark. So I mean, just always be aware of the stocks you're following, and the option activity is always something to keep your eye on. I don't know. Has anyone noticed what the market's doing this morning?
Is it ripping higher? All my peeps on Twitter. Thanks for joining us, guys. Love you guys. SPY. What'd I say, man? Ripping higher.
Trade agreement overnight with Mexico, or over the weekend. I don't know if it's inked. I mean, it's so hard to know if
I love it.
El Presidente is just going to tweet.
These are just agreements, not in a handshake, man. That's all you need.
What happens
when you can break them at any time? Is it even? It's just a deal amongst people. That's all. It's just an agreement.
That's all it is.
Mano a mano.
That is all it is. How was, by the way, speaking of deals, how was the deal on Friday with Dimitri? How'd it go?
Terrible, dude. Worst webinar ever.
Stop. Stop.
It was great, man. It's still up. If you guys want to click that link, I'm letting it live. We let it live a little while after, so people can still join in. You can watch it live right now. Just go find the link, click the link, and you can watch it. It was great.
You click the link. How many?
Why aren't you tuning in, man?
Well, 6 o'clock on Friday. I had let me guess, lacrosse,
basketball,
softball, basketball. It's no wonder people play travel programs and just drop off their kids.
Oh, man.
Who wants to coach these things?
Who wants to coach, man? Who wants to drive around? Forget it.
It's a wonder it even existed back in the day. How would you even communicate a rainout? I mean, there was a guy who was calling.
Yeah, right.
Everyone.
How did that even work? You know what happened? People would just go to the field, right? And then it'd be like, oh,
well, it's either
really
that
raining.
or
okay,
you
everybody go home.
You had a chain call. Everyone was set up to call someone. You'd call two people. They'd call two people.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah.
But how would you even reach somebody? Like, where would they be? If you couldn't be at the grocery, you had to be like at home.
Yeah, you had to be at home to receive the call. That's exactly right.
You know what? We get so much more done than our ancestors. It's off the charts, man.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
It is. It's amazing, man.
I was reading a piece this morning. I thought of you. It was a British woman has started a group that's grown in popularity. It's the anti-birthers. She feels she's on birth strike,
Right.
and it's 95% women.
Oh, because
who are
is the world overpopulated? Is that right?
well,
We're out of water.
climate change. How could you ever bring a child into a world where there's famine? And I just thought to myself, this is a great world where
How could you ever? This world is so terrible. Yeah, I
can imagine during the medieval times, people protesting because people are being beheaded, and
Dude, my grandfather would literally rip your face off if you said something like that. If he came to today and you were like, "This world is terrible," he would literally rip your face off.
I mean,
are
really?
you insane? Are you literally insane?
We know so much about the world, and I'm not saying climate change is something we should try, whatever that is, try to stop polluting the environment. I'm all for, not polluting.
Yeah.
But like what we know about the world and how dinosaurs became extinct and asteroid, I mean, the fact that the world could end because an asteroid takes a wrong turn around Mars, there are a lot of reasons to say,
this thing can go
I can't have
south.
a child. That child could be I mean, she was like, well, children can be traumatized by what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, you think? It's always been the way the world has worked. There's always been a lot of risk out there.
It's the most that we live in the most nerf-filled time in the history of the world, my friend. It is
so
magical carpet ride right now. We are in Magic Town right now.
Speaking of Magic Town, what about this news?
First death
THC
from marijuana
overdose.
exposed
First death
in
from
the United
marijuana
First one ever.
exposure.
Oh wait, there's a question mark after it, so they're not sure.
Well, it's hit every news media.
Let's
I
test
saw
the limits this weekend, bro. What do you think?
It's well, I mean, and I'll go to I think it was Canopy Growth. The CEO was on, and he's like, well, I should step back. I'm not exactly sure who said it in the news media they were like, there has never been an issue with someone who smoked marijuana. And
why do we always have to go to these ridiculous extremes? I mean,
I know.
Why
I
is
mean,
it always
it's like,
in order to get your point across? You don't like weed? Fine, you don't like weed, whatever. But to say this is like, dude, weed's not inherently dangerous. You're probably not going to die of an OD. But does it ruin lives? Of course it does. But who cares? Dude, this is their people's lives. Should people be able to choose what they want to do with their life? This discussion is over, in my opinion, man. Population has finally woken up to this BS that we've been fed since the 60s, which is weed is super dangerous, or drugs in general.
Well, it was before the 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, they criminalized it in like the 30s or the 20s. I mean, it was a long, long time ago. They just never got to their senses, after. But yeah, there are risks to it for sure. Be careful and
be careful.
You don't like that?
The risks are you might be super hungry, bro.
I'll tell you the risks. If you bought this stock at 300, that's risky.
Now we're talking about some serious risks, man. Hey, what Jake's saying? What happened in Beyond Meat? He said there was a little bit of a squeeze happening.
Yeah, no, I looked at it this morning. Actually, you see it right here. Because these marijuana was the first thing that popped up into my mind after looking at TLRY was, wow, I should have really moved forward on my Beyond Fish product. But anyways, Beyond Meat. I mean, does Jake know what the moat is around this product? Are there not other scientists who can create a meat-based product after plant cells or whatever they're doing? I mean, it seems like really...
Jake's saying Beyond Shrooms, their IPO is going to be huge.
They're making shrooms out of meat. Is that what Jake's saying? I don't know if you remember. Do you partake in Kabuka at all?
What's that? That drink? Is that
it's a drink with a lot of living organisms in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually
it's kombucha.
It's kombucha.
Is it kombucha? That doesn't sound right.
if it's coming out of my mouth, it's definitely not right. So I'll go with the way you pronounced it.
No, Jake's saying Beyond Meat's got no moat, dude. Zero moat.
Zero moat.
Zero
and that's
moat.
taken from a guy who's about to hit his level 3 CFA. I take that with total confidence.
Yo, he's fully into the pump and dump. He believes the whole market's pumping, man. Pumping. He loves talking about Trump and how Trump's pumping this whole market up, man.
Well, it is. He's got a big set of lungs, and he's blowing into the bubble. That's for sure. Blowing into the balloon. But anyways, I looked at the risk reversal, buying the out of the money call, selling the out of the money put, and it's amazing. Right now in Beyond Meat, you can collect $31 to put this on. Obviously, the risk is below. I don't know. It looks like $80 some odd, $88. You start losing money. But to answer Jake's question, this has not been squeezed yet. I mean, you look at the numbers haven't. They're high. I mean, it costs a lot to be short this stock. But if you remember TLRY when we looked at it, it really spiked.
Yeah.
When it went to 300 that day. So I believe the squeeze is still in play going forward. So, as expensive as the calls are, the out of money calls, that's the way to play it. I mean, they could get squeezed, and the risk with buying those calls is knowing at the right exact moment, oh my God, I got to get out of these calls. You better have some sort of offer out there, sitting out there, because you're never going to be able to watch. Well, we're 15 minutes delayed.
Jake's saying at 3:45 on Friday, it's squeezed.
I don't know. Is that what Jake's saying?
He's saying check the charts, bro. Check the charts.
I'm just looking at the cost, and that would identify the squeeze to me. But he could be right. There could have been a forced sale of someone's position, or a forced buy. Excuse me, by sale, I mean the forced buy-in of the stock.
Yep. Look at that.
I mean, there.
That's a magic carpet ride, man. That is a magic carpet ride.
That is. I mean, what is the moat around this thing?
Wow.
I mean, I'll have to go in and read.
Again, I'm just waiting for the first person to tell me about their awesome experience with a burger made with Beyond Meat.
Well, I told you. It's not it wasn't a burger. It was a sausage patty. It's supposedly the sausage patty is the best sausage patty on the market.
Again, with the sausage patty, dude.
Sausage is
the easiest thing to do.
There are lines around the corner for sausage. They do a sausage that is just off the charts.
Dude, they've been making veggie sausage for literally 2 decades. That has been delicious for 2 decades. Sausage is the easiest thing to do.
What the great news is, you got to look at these 3D printers. You're going to be printing these sausages in your house. Not going to need anything. No oven. It's just going to be printed in your house.
Just like all they're going to do is just deliver like a bag of I don't even know what you'd call it, stuff that you plug in, and that bag then just turns into.
No, it's cellular structure.
Cellular structure. That's right. And you can make cheese out of it. You make fish out of it. It's what #Beyond Food.
Yeah, I mean that's the moat.
That's the moat.
And it's going to
we've
show
decided
up
there is no moat on Beyond Meat. They have nothing other than anything. Do they even have it? Do they have anything that's like?
Well, they had earnings. They sell. I mean, who even knows if the burger? I mean, who's testing?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Who's eating this?
Does FDA test these burgers? Do we know it's not just really good meat? That's why people like it.
Who knows?
Do they test it? I mean, do they know is it made out of asparagus? Is it made out of?
Of course, we could be totally wrong, man. Everybody head on a swivel. We could be completely wrong about this product. This might be revolutionary, and
I know Jake's gonna get this. What is the greatest protein source in the world for mankind?
What do you mean by greatest? Define greatest.
Well, I mean the least impact on the environment, the easiest to get your hands on. It's consumed in a lot of the world, not so much in the U.S. and Europe, but in the rest of the world. Huh? What is it?
Sorghum.
Cricket.
Crickets.
Crickets are one of the great resources.
Hey, there are guys doing cricket meat, man. Trust me, there
Cricket.
are guys doing cricket protein, man. You can buy it, dude. You can buy it as like powder to do shakes and stuff.
No, I know. Cricket flour.
Yeah, cricket flour.
Cricket flour.
I mean, you hear stuff like this. Of course, it exists and it works, but does anybody want to do it? Like I've heard the thing. It's like iguanas. If we could just get the world to switch over to iguana meat, because you can produce more pounds of meat with iguanas in rainforest than you can with cattle for the same amount of land. So it would be better with just, we could have rainforest filled with iguanas, and as long as everybody switches over to eating iguanas.
Let me guess. Does iguana taste like chicken? Shouldn't it be?
It's
I
just
can't imagine
these type of discussions. They go against human nature, and I don't buy into things that go against human nature. Not a fan.
And what about Microsoft? Where did you buy into Microsoft? That was the last thing I forgot to mention. This
absolutely goes right to the core of human nature, and I am a complete buyer. Yes.
They're about to stream games in a big way.
Really?
They're going to be.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Buy. Love that.
Is that an opportunity?
That is. So they're going to try. Tell me more. Are they going to try to take the Xbox platform basically fully online? Is that the idea?
Yeah, and stream other people's content, stream their own content.
Oh, love it, dude. Love it. Love it. They have the power. They got the. I mean, them Google. That's.
Would you say streaming games is a larger revenue source than tickets at the movie theaters?
Oh, dude, you know that is 1,000%.
Well, I didn't know it, but you obviously knew it. But for everyone out there,
it's much bigger. The gaming industry is many times larger than the entertainment.
For all you people who, think Netflix is the future, for a lot of people streaming.
As I'm trying
to
find a decent show on Netflix last night, I'm saying to myself, man, if they don't keep hitting hits, this thing turns south with a few seasons of bad TV. Like we turned on, we watched the first couple episodes of the new Cracked Mirror. That's
I don't even know what that is. It sounds like
it's a Netflix
proposition.
It's a Netflix show, and I mean, I'm watching this, and Molly's just like, "This is awful," and it doesn't take long for people to be like to look for alternatives. And if there was an alternative streaming service like Disney, for example, that had shows that are better, guess what? I'll switch. It takes me 0 to switch.
Yeah, I think that's been what we've been talking about since the beginning of the show, almost a year ago, when we talk about Netflix. They are in the production business. It's not a technology business anymore, but it's still being priced like an incredible tech space business. And you got to be careful. The production, I have never read anything that they have recreated the way things are produced and can lock in hits after hits after hits. You have to be very, very careful.
It's hard. But who's better at it than Disney? There aren't many. Is there anybody better at it than Disney?
No, not for kids. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is what's their adult spectrum of content?
Yep.
It's great. I mean, my wife will sit with the kids and watch movies. I know certainly for the girls, there is a huge production value in the Disney content, and even the most recent, like the Disney Channel shows.
Mm-hmm.
The younger girls love it, and the older one will watch it as well. I'm speaking from my personal experience, but
yep,
it's the gaming thing. Whoever can figure out how to get the girls on the games and within the streaming, because I would venture to say,
well, it's mobile. I mean, if you look at it at all, there's tons of women and girls on mobile. I think it's a higher percentage than boys.
What do you mean on mobile? On Snapchat?
Mobile, playing on their phone.
Playing what?
All sort, the Candy Crush type games and all sorts of games on the phone, but not the deep, or not like a Fortnite typey game. Just
well, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, you gotta. Women may not like that type of game, so I mean,
No, my daughter does. She's created it herself. She likes the interaction like Billy has on the game.
Yep.
And not the violence, but they like building things, creating relationships, going to places they're not like they have a it's called like Meep City, so it's a city where she can have her own life and like have a car and
Dude, how long is it
that's
till we're just living in that computer, man? I mean, it's not gonna be long,
that's
bro.
what she like.
I'm
That's what she
serious,
likes.
man. It's only
So
like
she
it's like 20 years away. We're in there.
Yeah, and what's missing in these games for developers out there is the interaction with their friends. You know,
It
they
is.
so
They haven't made it necessarily easy across all different games.
she needs to be able to call her friend from the game, see her friend, so they want to,
So
so
you're
what she
saying they
ends up
want to
doing,
see their own faces and stuff.
yeah,
They
want
want
to see
like a
their
little
friends.
Skype window in the corner
Yeah,
so they
well,
can interact with each other.
that is the basic thing they want.
Yeah.
In all the games.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a privacy issue or what the reason is why that doesn't really exist. To
There
a
are no
large extent.
privacy issues, dude.
You think it's
The only
privacy issues?
the privacy issues are being invented by people now that
Yeah.
are angry because they didn't realize. I mean, who? Well,
I mean, put it this way:
I
would you
didn't
be
even
comfortable with your, young daughter being on there if there's a possibility she could connect with somebody and somebody else, one of her non-friends, comes on there? And how do you control that?
I'm assuming that's risk across the board. If you let them online, I would think the thing
No,
is you
it
have
is, but it's different when it's a text message coming back and forth rather than a face and a person, and then all sorts of who knows
I
what you
think
could show.
I don't know about your kids, but my kids, some creepy dude pops his face on.
Yeah.
She's shutting it. She's like, better to see a reaction here. Because, well, the way we're set up, we don't have a basement. They're all doing it in front of us. So we're
Right.
listening to conversations. I mean, it's actually good. It's actually, as a parent, very helpful. You see how they interact with their friends. You see how their
Sure.
friends interact with them. It's actually,
Yeah, you can actually see, hey, no talking like
yeah,
that, right? Yep.
yeah, it's not appropriate.
Yep.
But,
Wow, we went
and,
wildly off course today, my friend.
well, I'm just talking about this is something like if I see a girl's game where they've actually figured this out,
Yep.
it's going to be a huge, huge hit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, keep your eyes open.
Eyes peeled. It's tough to figure out. Nobody really has. It's going to be an interesting battle. There's going to be some interesting battles between Disney and Netflix. I mean, look, I just look at it this way, man. The thing preventing me from flipping to Hulu, which is now owned by Disney, the only thing preventing me from doing that is the quality of the content, right? And the moment they switch that or able to up that content, I'm over, dude. If they have a couple of hit shows where it's like, oh no, Hulu's the place to go, Netflix canceled, Hulu engaged. I mean,
Yeah, no, and it's always been a hard business, is the entertainment business, because finding hits is very hard. And you see just like the major networks. I mean, NBC's on top sometimes, CBS, ABC. It's crazy.
It's hard out there. Everybody remember, click the subscribe button if you're on the Chameleon. Click that subscribe button. You try it free for 7 days. Catch us live here every morning with the Option Report. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We're worldwide. Talk to you later, bro.
Have a safe trading day, everybody.